All right, so we are at the point where I need some feedback from all of you out there. So if you've got a few minutes, just listen to me ramble on about where we are up to with the Starfinder SoundSets and what we're going to build in Syrinscape for that. Got a whole lot of ideas, and I'm just, I reckon if I share them with you guys all, you might have some even better ideas. So Syrinscape's doing SoundSets for Starfinder. The obvious ones to do straight away are locations, and I think they're straightforward. So we're going to do like Absalon Station, several of the important locations in the world, like several planets, different settlements, different types of locations in Absalon Station, bars, shops, all that sort of stuff. So that's all fine. That can be normal Syrinscape content in much the same way that we've already got. And obviously there's a whole lot of stuff already in the sci-fi player and the fantasy player that will cover some of those locations already. So although we'll have less SoundSets initially, you'll be able to cover those Starfinder games really, really well. Creatures are also reasonably straightforward, so you can go to we'll build a certain encounter with a certain type of space brain-eating creature. You can trigger those sounds and overlay over the top of those some PC SoundSets of weapons and things like that. That's all cool too. And obviously, once again, there are lots of creatures already in the sci-fi player. For instance, there's the dreadful critter bug insectoid hive thing, which would be fantastic. Now, Starship Battles is the challenge, so listen to me, and then I want comments and suggestions from everyone about how you think this is going to work. I looked at the weapons in the core rulebook, which is amazing. So make sure you pre-order it or buy it or whatever as soon as you can. Yay! There are lots and lots of weapons. So if I make like a generic starship with all of the starship weapons in there as one-shots, you're going to have dozens and dozens and dozens of them on the right-hand side. And you're going to have to, when you decide to fire your weapon, you're going to have to search through and then find the weapon and trigger it, which is really, really annoying. But most of the pre-built starships in Starfinder actually have just a number of weapons, like literally only 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So that's actually what you want available, because you know the sort of vessel you're on. I got a text, hooray! You know the sort of vessel you're on, and you know it stays the same pretty much. So what I'm thinking is this. So Syrinscape, the company, will prepare a whole lot of engine rooms. Sorry, I'll go back a step. We're going to divide Starship combat into the different phases that are in the game. So if you've seen some of the demos, you'll see that there's an engineering phase, there's a science phase, so science can come anywhere, there's a helm phase, and there's a gunnery phase. And I figured it'd be kind of cool to be able to go down to engineering for the engineering sound phase, and that's when you'll have the sound of the engine room. And then when you have helm, we'll go up to the sound of the actual bit where the captain sits, the helm, and have the sound of that. And then when you have gunnery, we'll go to the gunnery section. And each of those sections will have a slightly different sound on the vessel, obviously, and that will help to delineate which phase we're up to in combat, which is really, really exciting. That's what we did in the demos at Gamma and at PaizoCon, and that worked really, really well. So there are different racial types of ships. So the Vesk and the Ratfolk and the Core Worlds all have different style of ships that have completely different looks, and I reckon they will have different sounding engine rooms and helms and gunnery areas. So what I figure is we would build a small and a medium and a large engine room, and a small and medium large helm, and a small and medium large sort of science gunnery section for each of those different races. Then we will build all the weapons. So, the small flak thing, the small turret, blah, 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 the medium, blah, 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 the huge, capital ship, laser, all those things. We'll build all of those. And then we should be able to take each of those, we'll take the appropriate engine room and helm and gunnery section and take the appropriate weapons and pop those together, build a sound set that matches one of the pre-gens and thank you for listening to me, in the core rulebook. Then what you'll be able to do as a Super Siren, if you've got access to the creator, is we'll actually have a engine rooms sound set and a helms sound set and a blah, blah, blah sound set and a weapons sound set. You basically bring all those up, you grab the different components you want, and you build your starship that you've designed with all the different components and elements and the type of shielding or whatever. Combine them together, click upload that to the server, and that becomes your ship. Then if you upgrade your ship, you just bring that back down into the creator, add the new elements or change out the sizes and things like that, and then click upload, and then that becomes your actual vessel. So that's my brain explosion. Also, we would need one-shots in your ship for damage happening, critical damage happening. You would have to have then different events for the different actions that the different people can take. So, the science officer can balance shields. I'm reading from over here. Scan for, enhance the targeting system, lock on. So each of those could have a different sort of computer activation sound. Or the pilot can fly, maneuver, stunt, full power, audacious gambit. Now, do we do just one piloting sound, which is the kind of sounding of some blipping, and then the engine's activating, or do we have those all broken down? Bearing in mind, the more one-shots you have there on the side, the more you actually have to search through to find them, and that slows down play. I want Syrinscape to always be something the game master or one of the players managing it can just reach over and just go touch, and that's kind of, it's the pilot action, so you just touch that and you get some extra kind of cool things. Obviously, the weapon's going to be triggered on attacks because that's super cool. We did that we've done that in all the demos we've run, and that works really, really well. The captain's actions could be musical stings, which then blend over the top of the general music that runs. So I think that's going to work really, really well. And then, obviously each spaceship will have kind of an in-dock sound, a cruising sound, and a drift sound. Have I gone too much information now? And an in-battle sound. And then the different phases in battle. So there's a whole lot of ideas. Please do share some comments with your ideas and start a really good argument, flame war, edition war, whatever you like, in the comments below. And I shall stay tuned and see if I can engage as well. And probably Steve will and a couple other Syrinscape team, and we'll make sure we've got the best stuff working. We're looking good for having this stuff out with Gen Con, which is what we've always said we would do with the release of Starfinder, or with the first game, which has day and date release of sound solution. And it's been great chatting with the Paizo people about what we can build. And that's where we're up to. So now's your last chance to have a big effect on what we actually build and how we structure it, because it's got to really work for your gaming table and all that sort of stuff. Thank you for listening to me rave on. I wonder how long I went. Was it unbearably long and boring? Is there anyone still here? Say, I'm still here if you're still here. Thanks. Bye.